Hey everyone, Dave Gandarillas here. It's around 12:40 in the morning on February 20th. I waited as long as I could to see if we would hit 1,000, but we unfortunately did not. So it'll probably be another day or so before I hit the 1,000, then I'll give away $100 of Ethereum. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't comment and like my post, my video, and tell me what you like, what you don't like, and stay interactive. That's what it's all about. I'd like to hear some feedback. I'd like to hear maybe something you want me to talk about. So anyway, we didn't hit it tonight, so we'll try again tomorrow. I'm going to close this out. Also, as you can see, I'm on Facebook. You guys know that already if you've been following me. If you're brand new, certainly look underneath this video, hit the show more button, and you'll see all the links to get to my various social media sites and also my portfolio. Another way to get to my portfolio, if you're friends with me on Facebook, is just click on my banner picture. Click on here and it shoots you over to the description, and then you just go in here and you click on the description and it'll take you to the residual income TV page that I have. This is where I share with you guys all the different opportunities I'm involved in, each one building a team, each one generating streams of income. I use that income to create additional leverage. Maybe I'll diversify and buy a coin, do some other investing. There's other, you can't put all your eggs in one basket. So you got to start with one, make your money, get going on that, and then very quickly put that money to work with you in different ways so that you don't only have one opportunity in case something bad happens that's out of your control. You don't want to just lose everything and then find yourself having to recreate everything again. If you have a number of opportunities that you're building and each one of these are generating a stream of income for you, then if one happens, if something happens and it's out of your control and it goes away and it's not available for you anymore, you still have the other ones that are going to still be generating income for you. So right now I have 9 of them on here, and then this is just my blog that I put up here for everyone to go to. Now I guess let's see what we'll do. I guess let's talk about the opportunity that I wanted to talk about tonight real quick. It's going to be short because there's really nothing new. If you've been following me, it's Global Moneyline. The only thing I wanted to show you is, over the past weekend, the types of commissions that have been generated. So this opportunity, again, I'm not going to go into details because there's a 1 hour long video here on how you get started and how you do things. Certainly, if you look at everything I have written here, and then if you look at this 1 hour video and you're still stuck, certainly reach out to me, because there's no way that I would know that you're stuck unless you talk to me. And it might be a very simple solution that I can help work you through. So do the research, do the reading, watch this video, get yourself acquainted. But if you're still stuck, send me a message. Get me on Facebook. Connect with me on Twitter or something. Reach out to me and let me know what's going on. Okay. So basically, this opportunity has a product and service called leads. So they're basically giving you the opportunity to link arms with new people. So once you join, everybody that joins after you is in your money line, which means that you can reach out to them, and the capabilities you have in terms of reaching out to them and connecting with them and re-engaging them over time is going to be dependent on what level subscription you decide to go up to. Each one of these, the $20 level is a single time payment, and then these other ones are annual. And think about it like this. If you join and you upgrade all the way up to 1,000, and you have people that are joining you and upgrading up to 1,000, a year from now they're going to have close to 300,000, maybe more leads, and they're going to most likely want to keep access to those leads. So it becomes a residual income. So even though you have to pay out every year, everybody that's on your team is also doing the same thing because they don't want to lose their leads, and the retention rate's going to grow over time because the opportunity is going to get better over time. So think about it. A year from now, if you sign someone up tomorrow, for example, a year from tomorrow, they're going to be paying you again. Now that's only if they go higher than the $20 level, right? And also another thing to mention, and this is going to get into what I'm going to show you next. If you're not qualified at these levels, you don't get paid at these levels. So what you should plan on doing is starting at the 20, generate some income to get you up to the 50, then get enough to get you up to the 100 and work your way up. I'm not saying put money out of your pocket unless you have that kind of budget. It's up to you. What I did was I started at the 20 and I worked my way up all the way up to 1,000. So again, these levels weren't around when I got started. They were, they added these sequentially over time. So my max, what I did was I started at 20, generated the income, got up to 50, generated the income, got up to 100, and then up to 250, and then I started making, money to take out and to invest and do different things with. And then when it came out that they were going to put out the new opportunity at the next level, then I already had the income to just go and do it. And the same thing for the $1,000 one. So, work whatever budget you have to work, but treat it like a business and promote it and share it. And share it as a source leads. Share it as an advertising platform. That way, anyone that's in any other business is going to be interested because they're going to want to be able to connect with new people, right? So, you can use it as a lead source for yourself as well. If you join and you upgrade to the 20, you can reach out to everybody that joins after you, and you can ask them to connect with you on Facebook, connect with you on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, whatever you're doing. Get them to connect with you, and then share your opportunities with them after you've made the connection to them and you've introduced who you are, what you do. Get that dialogue going first. Don't just spam your link. All right, so take your time and watch this video that I did. I mean, it goes over step by step on how to do things.
This is ready.
Right here.
About this. This is
talks about everything.
Bitcoin. The paper.
Oh, that was my fish tank.
As this increases,
where is it?
That's simple.
Oh, I guess I'm not going to find it again. That was luck. Anyway, I don't want to just play this. You guys can watch this on your own. Just come to my residual income page, find this one, and where is it? I don't know why I jumped down there. Number 4. So come and take a look at this. And now what I want to show you is over the weekend, I created this. Actually, what I want to I'll show it to you on Facebook. I put up a little post earlier today to generate some curiosity, and this is the kind of stuff you guys need to do. You want to expand your friends. Again, unfortunately, Facebook only allows you 5,000 friends. There's other ones on my page here, such as FutureNet, which I know people that have 20,000 friends. So there are reasons why you should expand your social media sites and join these other ones, even if you just use it as a free social media platform to connect with new people. You're not forced to do all this other stuff. I mean, you could certainly join this and use this for free until maybe a time in the future you decide one of these things is right for you and you're already a member. But you can use this just like Facebook. Same thing with this one. This is crypto-minded folks that are using a platform just like Facebook. But the key is everybody that's joining this is crypto-minded. So you're going to surround yourself with like-minded people that are really serious about the crypto market industry. So this is another social media site that you should look into. Again, all my different social media sites and things are listed here. So this is how you can contact me on any of these. Certainly, if you're interested, please join me on my team on FutureNet. It's free. You can use it as Facebook. And also check this one out. It's free to try it out. And if it's for you, then you can decide if you want to stay. All right? So getting back to what I was originally going to talk about, let's go to my Facebook page. So earlier tonight, I posted this. Anyone who is looking to build a business online needs prospects and leads to network with and share their opportunity with. Who wouldn't like 200,000 people, a person list who you can contact each month? Plus, take a look at the commissions earned over the weekend. If you're interested, put info. So I posted this, and again, here's the original artwork, if you want to call it art. This is just PowerPoint. I created this image. This, of course, I could take away for us to talk about. But actually, I could just delete this temporarily. So really, what I want to get across to you is when you join Global Moneyline and you get yourself on these different levels, you're going to start earning money from other people that are on your team that are doing some team building. So you're not only going to just get the work that you're doing. Anyone that you bring in has to share their people with you. So you're going to end up earning commissions on their work as well. So this is what they call compound leverage. So I got $125. So that means that someone upgraded to the 250. I got $50. So that means someone upgraded to the 100. Someone upgraded to the 100. Someone upgraded to the 250. Someone upgraded to the 100. Someone upgraded to the 100. Someone upgraded to the 500. Someone upgraded to the 1,000. 250. 250. So all said and done, I made over the weekend just $1,450 just from my team's efforts. Anyone that comes in after you that you brought in, when they bring people in and those people start bringing people in, there's leverages that are going to start happening. And then in addition, if you bring someone in, say you're at the $1,000 level and you bring someone in, they join only the $20 level, and they don't do anything more. If someone that they bring in just decides to upgrade anything above the 20, since you're the person above them, you're going to get that payment because you're qualified and they're not. So in order to earn at these levels, you got to qualify at these levels. So if they're not qualified, then they don't get paid for those commissions on anyone on their team that upgrades. That's just how it works. So, that's why I said it's important for you to get started. I'm not saying to put all this money out on your own money, but I do suggest that you get started with the 20, introduce 2 or 3 people, get $50 in your pocket. Then, maybe you have a couple more people come in at the 20 and the person at the 50. Then you'll have enough in the system to upgrade to 100. You just keep working your way higher and higher until you get to the maximum. That's just the goal that you should have set for yourself, because it opens up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 streams of income. And everyone you bring in, if you bring in 1,000 people at the $20 level and they don't upgrade, but they bring in thousands of people that do upgrade, you're going to start getting these payments because they decided not to upgrade. And if they're bringing in that kind of leverage, most likely they're going to be upgrading as well. So once they upgrade, you'll get credit for them as well. All right. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you tonight. I just want to kind of give you some reality here. I did a search in my emails. I wanted to protect the identities of the teammates because I didn't ask them for permission to show this, and there's no reason for me to share their names without their permission. So, and again, I put this little watermark on here so that when I put it on Facebook, if someone tries to take my picture, they're going to have to really work hard on erasing all this information. And, they just can't use this to lie to someone else that, well, first of all, it's pretty obvious. My name is David. So unless that person's name is David, they're not going to really be able to get away with just using my picture for their results. But anyway, this is just social proof that it's possible. I'm getting paid commissions. The system is paying out. I've never had a problem with my Global Moneyline or paying out. So yeah, that's it. So that's it about the opportunity. I'm gonna try and keep this short tonight. All right, so let's close this out. Let's close this out. Let's close this out, and let's move on to. Let's talk about Bitcoin first, I guess. I wanted to give you a little update from earlier today. We talked about Bitcoin, and we went through a lot of details on technical analysis and how we got to where we are here, and my estimations on what's going to play out here. And as you can see, things have happened since we last talked. Let me zoom in a little closer to this area because it's important for me to show you a couple things here. All right, so let me just recap a little bit about this Elliott wave and why I set what I set. So what you do is you take the low to the high and then back down to where it retraces to, and that gives you a good gauge on the next levels of targets. So I really normally go with this level 1.0, but by the time I did this analysis again, it showed that 3 pretty much almost touched the 1.272. So then I went a little further and I said, okay, well, if that hit 1.72, maybe we're still only going to go to the maximum of 1.618. This overshot it a little bit. They got a little aggressive here and they went a little bit above 1, which is great. I mean, not complaining. But chances are we're still going to just end up hitting that line instead up here. So let me get rid of that. Also, let's see, the retracement depth was very deep here, 0.75. So the first wave, this first retracement was very deep, so that means the second one's usually shallow. So let's do another one here. I want to show you how you can determine low to high. Actually, you don't even have to do that. You could just do the plain Fibonacci. You go from low to high, and then you can see how far down did it go. So what it was trading around here, it didn't bottom out yet, but I was like, all right, well, if this one was deep, this one's going to be short, so let's set it at 382. So that's what I did. I put the 4 there. But when you look closer, remember I always mentioned to you, the levels are important. The Fibonacci levels and the targets are important, but a lot of times it might get there faster, it might get there slower. So I had just what I should have did, what I did on the other let's check this out real quick. Let's see if this actually holds out. What I ended up doing on, I think, Neo, when I was showing you guys, I created just a line here that can represent this slope. And then I said, well, let's just assume that it does the same slope. And for whatever reason, I didn't do it on here, and it didn't really match here as well. But I set the target here. And I'm not really sure why I did, but I put it right here. Maybe because sometimes sometimes the third to the fourth is drawn out longer. It doesn't necessarily happen as quick as the first one. So from 1 to 2 a lot of times happens a lot faster than 3 to 4. A lot of times, this is more of a sloped still having problems with my graphing here. So sometimes it doesn't happen as quickly as the other one did, right? Sometimes it could actually be more like this. So this could have been very well. You get a little exaggerated, but it could even go out to there. But this is probably a good target as well that we could have set. But in reality, look what happened. We weren't wrong. We picked not 10,930 as target 4, and look at this. It hit it earlier. It hit it right here. So we weren't wrong. It just happened a lot faster on the 30-minute chart. It happened about an hour and a half after we marked it up, and it didn't take as long as I thought it would. So all you really got to do to correct your current Elliott wave graph is do that. So now you got the 1, you got the 4. The 4 is above the 1. It's still valid. And then what you see here is a standard ABC correction, and then the final impulse. And what did we do? Again, remember what I said earlier. Let's map this out. I'll do this again for you just to show you how this is how you come up with it. But then like I just mentioned, it could happen a lot faster. So we set 5 out here just because I thought it was going to take a little bit longer to get there, but I set it at very close to the 1.618 level, and there it is, right? But look, it hit it earlier. So it's not wrong. It's just that we thought, where am I? Oh, I'm moving the line. So this is all you gotta do. You just put it to where it was, and look, it's to the line, to the freaking line. So you see how powerful, Fibonacci extensions are. If it's deep, it's going to be short, and then the overall path, from low to high, good assumption is the full wave is going to take up 1.618 in the total. And then when you reverse engineer it down, if you don't know these numbers yet, maybe you make the assumption that this is going to be a deep retracement, then this will be a short retracement. And then you work it your way in there, and you kind of put targets in there, and you just got to tweak them to reality once it happens. But every single target that we set, the low was going to be here, the high was going to be here, then the final high was going to be here, and now it's going to do an ABC, and it's going to determine where to go next. All right, A, B, and then we're not really sure. But we could kind of figure out where this is going to go, because another thing about the wave, if you want to see the full wave, so this right here, this end is really a start of a new wave, a single wave. This is leg one of a wave. Now we got to figure out where we think this is going to go, and it's usually going to coincide with C. So let's just put it by C for now. And let's just make some, random points up here, because this is not determined yet. So now what we want to do is figure out how low we think C can go, and number 2, from 1 to 2. So now if we go with the deep retracement, what you do is you treat this as one leg. So what you do is you do the Fibonacci retracement. So you do it from the bottom of this one all the way up to the top. Now, if we're going to assume it's going to go deep for the first one, then we should select a point. What do I have? 2 of these on here? Let me get rid of this. All right, let's clear that up a little bit. Let's do this again. So you go from the low of the wave up to number 1 or 5. So the ending of this little one right here is number 1 of the bigger one. Just remember that fractal analogy that I gave you. Here, let me just show you real quick. Fractals. You see how... Oh, this is a bad example because it moves. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, or I'm going to make this a long video again. But I wanted to kind of, okay, so look at this triangle. So inside this triangle, you see the pattern? Now look at this triangle right here. You see the same pattern? It's a smaller version of the bigger one. And this is the smaller version of the bigger one. And then these little ones are smaller versions of the bigger one. And it just keeps repeating, smaller and smaller. So that's the same thing you want to think about when you're doing with this. This is an Elliott 5 wave. This Elliott 5 wave becomes a 1 of a larger one. Look down here. Same thing with this one. This Elliott wave is one leg of a larger one. So it's just continually getting bigger and bigger. All the way out to the point where if you go on a daily scale, again, I know I'm jumping around here, but I just want to prove a point to you guys. So these are Elliott waves. All these little ones are in here. Remember all the little ones I was telling you about? Now look at this. This whole thing right here, this whole thing, all this stuff going on here is part of a larger one. And look at this. All that stuff that we just did, it's just a very small part of this bigger one. Look at this big one that's happening here. And again, like I said, this is going to have to be moved around to wherever reality really is. But, you know, the level is correct. So, you know, when it happens, you know, we're talking about a $30,000 Bitcoin. But all this has to happen. This is going to take time to get there, right? But again, look, at the larger level, this is a wave. And if you really want to get crazy, this whole thing is a single leg of yet another bigger one. You see how that continues? Like this is one, then this is one, And then inside here, there's millions of little ones. So that's how you got to think about Elliott waves, and they're fractal in nature. They're going to repeat itself over and over, and depending on what time scale you're working on, you're going to be able to find an Elliott wave. So let's zoom into, where was I? I forgot what I was at. Maybe an hour line. All right, let's get focused back into here because I want to show you how you figure out the next steps here. I think this is the level we were at. All right, yeah. So again, we just completed 5. This is the first leg of a bigger one. So we got to figure out where this bigger one, if we're going to assume a deep retracement, we take the Fibonacci retracement from this bottom to this top, and we see that the 50% retracement and the 618 are the 2 prime targets. Somewhere around here is typically where this will come down to. So what you should do is just kind of pick a point here. You know, if you want to go really deep, that's up to you. And pick a point. Maybe we assume the 618 because that's very popular. So we pick that. So now think about it. How do you do number 3? How do you figure out where 3, 4, and 5 are going to be? I'll explain to you right now. So the same way that we just did the Fibonacci retracement to figure out this, now we're going to use this that we just locked this in place. Now we're going to do the Fibonacci extension on this. Not the calculator. So now we do a Fibonacci extension from here to here to here, and that'll help us pick out a position for 3 and a position for 5. So we come here, do that, and do that. Now, I typically stick with conservative numbers here, and the first target would be 1.0 and then 1.68. So you could just take right off the bat, you could bring this up here somewhere. You're going to figure out where that's going to be later, but you can see that we're at a 12, like basically almost a $1,300 Bitcoin target by using this technique. Then the next thing you'll probably want to do is just take this and put this up to the 1.0 level. And now another requirement is that 1 and 4 can't overlap. So you're going to probably want to fix that in there somewhere like that. And you can verify the depth of that one by doing the following. So if you take the Fibonacci from here to here, bam, 382. So it's very mathematical. I mean, if you're going to go down to 618, you put this at 1, you come down to where these kind of almost overlap, and that's going to be your 38.2. So then now that's locked. So now the real question is, where does this go? Let me see something here. So this wave is saying it's going to end up here. Wave 5 we got lingering around over here. Let's see how we can kind of figure out where this wave 5 really should be. So let's do a Fibonacci. Let's figure out where we are with Fibonacci to begin with. From, I believe it's this one. So you would go from here to here. All right. So this one retraced very shallow. Very shallow. Let me just make sure I have the right ones here. We're trying to find this one. Yeah, so this retraced very shallow. It only retraced down to 38. So really, oh, I'm sorry. I kind of jumped the gun. Let's let's see. First, before we do this wave right here, you have to figure out what happened here. So, what happened here? Okay, this came down. Let me move myself out of the way here. Okay, so this was a deep one. So then this was a shallow one. And now what we do is we do a extension from the bottom, this one right here, from here up to this peak, down to this low. And now we set the stage for, let's see where this is getting close to, this is almost 426. Trying to say, I don't think it's realistic to put this up here, but that's what the math is saying to do. That's a huge run, unless this isn't done yet. Maybe this is going to come down here. I don't know. So far, everything looks good. It's just, well, these legs are very long. If you think about it, this is a long one, this is a long one, and this is a long one. So that could be true. So this is really the latest update, you know, where we are here. So unfortunately, based on what we're seeing here, we're going to see a pullback. Now, again, this, you know, I think we figured out that, let's see, what are we making the assumption here? We're assuming this is going to be a deep retracement, which is, I guess it's okay. It's still above 10,000, you know, but before we're going to get up to 13,000, unfortunately, we're going to see a little bit of a fall here. We're going to see it go down. Maybe it'll stop at 5. Maybe it won't be, you know, 5. You know, really, the range is pretty big, right? I mean, you won't really know until you really get there, but it could be something around that range right there. That's where this is going to come down to, and this should be, if you're looking to get in on Bitcoin, you should be looking to purchase somewhere right around here. And me seeing this, I'm very tempted to liquidate my Bitcoin right now and buy back in when it comes down here. But I am pretty much a long-term hold, so I don't worry about this too much. But maybe what I'll do is maybe I'll even purchase some more when it comes down here. I'm moving some money around. So this again, this should be your target from the point where it hits, you know, 0.5 to 0.65. You know, again, you know, there is another thing here is 0.65. You know, that's really the range that you should be looking at of building a position. So as it's cracking these numbers, you know, you buy partial, buy partial, buy partial until you have your position, and it's going to turn. It's going to turn, and it's going to shoot us up to, you know, close to 12,000 right here. That's target 3, 12,100. So that's the short term. Again, I don't know exactly when this is going to happen, and I don't know exactly what day it's going to happen or time. But these are the next target, the price target. So play the target, not the time. Play the target, not the time, and just kind of tweak your graph to represent what reality is once it happens. So again, I hope I'm wrong here. I hope it doesn't come down as deep. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, there is a possibility that it could be a very shallow retrace, and not even, you know, not even get below 11,000. It could stay up here. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to come all the way down to 0.5 to point. I'm gonna put it right in the middle there. But realistically, you see this Fibonacci? this is probably where it's going to bounce, right on this Fibonacci. But it just depends how fast it comes down or how late. You know, it's gonna. This is going to kind of dictate how low it's going to go. This Fibonacci line right here. So I guess for practical purposes, I'm going to put it here, so it's somewhere in between, and we'll see how it plays out. Again, this is your target zone. If you're looking to build a position or get in on Bitcoin, this is where I would suggest getting in. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to do. This isn't signals. This is just working the graphs in front of you to kind of show you how you could do your own analysis and figure out what's reality, what makes sense. And you can see, we drew this earlier. This is a major resistance line right there, right? So let's see over here. Where does it make sense to have a resistance? This seems pretty strong right here, actually. See how all this happens here? You know, if you look over here, let's this right here, this right here looks like it would be at the bottom of that wick. Let's see what that turns out to be. Yeah, look at that. It's almost exactly on my little dot here that I put, which is a Fibonacci level. It's not made up. This is all happening for a purpose. So this really, I'm going to be kind of a little bit more solid here at really picking like around this range right here is where, you know, somewhere in the 10.8 to 10.75. Going to find a lot of resistance. You see all these wicks? These are ceilings. This is ceilings. And you see it coming down. This is support. So even at 0.5 is pretty solid to be some support, because there's wicks on the downside here when it came down, and there's a lot of wicks on the upside. Same thing here. Look, it peaked out, boom, came down, all at the 0.5. So, you know, even 0.5 is a good, I keep going back and forth, but really it's something like this. That's really your entry. So like 10.8, 10,831. So let's see what happens. I'm actually going to hold, because I'm already in the money, and I don't feel like watching it and worrying about having to get back in. But let's see how this plays out tomorrow. I'm going to put a timeline here. I'm gonna make this our snapshot of where we were at the close of this video. This is where we were. Alright, let's see what it turns out to be. I'm gonna save this so that we don't miss it, lose it. And maybe I'll actually publish this. I could take a snapshot. And I could do save image. Let me just take this off screen real quick. Save image as documents, personal, crypto analysis. Alright, so I'm going to save this picture just in case I lose the graphing. Got BCD, USD, 2/20/18 at 01/26. So it's almost 1:30 in the morning. Alright, let's see what this looks like. Let's do one more check to make sure that we didn't hit the mark on subscribers. If we did, I'll end it with that. If not, then I guess we'll shoot for tomorrow for the giveaway. Let's see where we are. And unless it's YouTube, I'm stuck at 1994. So guys, subscribe to my channel, like my channel, turn on notifications so you get alerted when I put out a new video, because that's the only way you're going to know if I'm giving something away or if I'm producing something that you're interested in learning about. I'm not gonna do Neo tonight because I don't want to make this video very long. We'll focus on Bitcoin. We'll see how it plays out. Let's see if it comes down to 10,800-ish. And let's see if, you know, the target was right. The timing might be wrong. Like I said, Elliott Wave does not give you discrete timelines of when things are going to happen. It just basically gives you a price target to aim for. And it could happen in a day. It could happen in 5 days. We don't know. So play the targets, play the prices and not the time. And just be patient. Wait for it. You know, for example, if you're not in Bitcoin, I highly suggest you wait for it to really break out. If it's going to break out, then that's a different story. But if it's hitting already a resistance here, you can see, right? You see the wicks? It's hitting that resistance at this white line. So it hit the end of wave, and it's going to force itself down. So again, do what you guys got to do. Do your research. Feel comfortable about getting into a trade. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm giving you my opinion on what I would do. And again, I'm just going to hold. I'm not going to worry about, you know, the $1,000 run up and down. I'm not going to worry about Bitcoin right now. I have trades going on in other ones where I don't have to really worry about this one. So with that, have a great night. I look forward to getting past 1,000 subscribers so we can do the $100 giveaway. Please comment on my video and let me know what you'd like to see more of. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Find me on Facebook. Find me on the other social media sites that I talked to you about. I think I closed the window. And you just look underneath this video in the show more. You'll see a whole section of all the different ways to contact me. If you do join any of my opportunities, make sure you reach out to me, because I also have that link Rotator where you send me your referral link once you're active in the opportunity on my team. I put you in there and I start advertising for the teams, and you may get people joining you, you know, and get commissions from the efforts that I'm doing for my teams. So have a great night. I look forward to you know, tomorrow and making another video. Maybe we'll talk about Neo tomorrow since we didn't have time tonight. And I'll figure out which opportunity I'd like to talk a little bit about tomorrow. So don't forget, you know, get started with Global Moneyline. Where is it? You know, get started. You know, use it as leads. Use it as a business if you want to grow a team and generate commissions from it. You know, I have over 280,000 people that I can reach out to every single month. I could share them something new. If I'm doing something new, I give them a new opportunity. If they weren't interested in the first one, then I share a different one. I go, hey, you know, we haven't talked in a month. Here's another one I'm doing. And, you know, you just continue the dialogue, and they share stuff with you. You share stuff with them, and maybe something that they have will be interesting to you. So, you know, take a look at that. Here, you can get there. Again, remember, you can always get to my residual income page by clicking on my banner, and then this link right here. So just make sure, this is other ways you can get in touch with me. Just make sure you come here and you take a look at this content. You can sign up here for free. If you like it, you can upgrade $20 anyway. I think I have listed here PayPal, Bitcoin, Payza, but I'll take any kind of crypto. You know, whatever you guys want to pay me in, that's fine. You just got to reach out to me to coordinate that. And consider getting started at the $20 level and generating the money that you need to upgrade to the others and start generating those commissions I talked to you about. These are all generated from team efforts. All right, guys, have a great night. Until tomorrow or the next video, take care.